So a lovely, huge welcome to all of you who are joining us live and to those who are going to be listening later. It's so lovely to see you all again and just to take a moment to take in your faces and your names and to feel into sensations of actually joy that I'm feeling in my body. And it's been a while and I hadn't intended it for it to be quite as long, but life happens. And as most of you know, I wrote a blog recently about my winter, and I've had quite a few people contacting me to say that they're so identified with this, and they felt like it had been just what they were going through. And I think we've all been going through a lot recently. There's been a lot of loss and grief for many of us, heartbreak. There's been change and financial stresses and health issues and uncertainty. And both personally and in the world, there's lots of uncertainty, and some of it's obvious and some's very much in the shadows. So yeah, for us personally, there's a lot of change happening. Our daughter went to boarding school in Natal, which was very hard, but thankfully she absolutely loves it. And figuring out what our family's next step and chapter is going to be. And then I know my mum was going to join, but I don't see her on here now. But my parents have been, they're sold and have packed up our family home. It's all happened quite quickly, of 38 years. And it's a home I grew up in, where my grandparents, particularly my grandmother, lived for over 20 years with us. My mum's had her practice there and also her psychology practice. So it's been actually also a big sort of loss and change for them. I mean, it's the right time, but it's still the ending of a big chapter. But looking at this week's lunar eclipse, it's well timed. And so I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. So welcome to those still joining now. It's lovely to see your names and faces. You're welcome to put on your cameras, even if you're in your pajamas, but you're also welcome to keep them off. So yeah, as I said in my last blog, something that is really so apparent to me is that we need connection, and to be seen, we need to be seen, we need to touch, we need to see each other's body language and each other's smiles and eyes. And oh, here's my mum. Mama, welcome. I've just been saying about you moving. So yeah, in fact, part of this community, perhaps if you're able to, if it's difficult, but if in the chat, just maybe put your name and where you are from, because we've got people from all over here, or just one little sentence or line or something, just so that we can each put our voices into this community. Otherwise it feels a little bit one way sometimes. Yeah, so we actually herd animals, and we are tribal people, and we need each other in our communities. And thank goodness we're getting quite a lot of this back, but there's still so much disconnection and so much aloneness and loneliness. And please know that this is always open to everyone, and you're welcome to invite anyone who you think might enjoy it. Because we're still getting messages that our hugs feel dangerous and our smiles are often masked. Mandy and I were chatting about it last week, because Mandy heads up the pre-prep at the Ridge and is a connection coach. You must follow her on Instagram. She's fantastic, the connection coach. And so much of our connection is through our body language and our face and our touch. And you know, it just breaks our hearts that our children are still in mass and not able to see this, so many of the smiles. So anyway, I really missed the connection and the pause and the grounding that this session offered, and this tribe offered. And I think winters feel warmer when we huddle together. So I'm just going to read some of your lovely messages. As Meg's with you next. That's lovely. Welcome, Megs. Oh, and welcome Claire and David. Well, welcome everyone, but just nice to have some men as well. Oh, thanks, Paula. So welcome. Okay, so this is a real gift to me as well. And I hope it is to you, and just a blessing to me. So thank you. And welcome, Dad. My dad's also here. In their very sparse houses, how most of it has been packed up, Pam and John Durrant. So just the moon check-in. It was full moon on Monday, and it was a lunar eclipse and a blood moon. And I got the time wrong, because I'd seen online that it was going to be ending at around 4:20, 4:30. And so I actually did wake up then, and I got out and went to go and see, and I saw the moon was bright moon with a little sliver of black across it. And I thought that was the end, and I watched for a few minutes and then went back to bed. And then when I came out again at about 5:15, the whole moon had covered over, and that was actually the peak of the blood moon, but it was very, very low in the sky. Did anyone else get to see the did you, Joe? Yeah, it was actually lovely. It was hanging very, very low. But yeah, quite amazing. And if you've been coming to and Theone, yeah, if you've been coming to these sessions for a while, you'll know what a high energy time full moons are anyway. There's an increase in visits to casualty, more babies are born, there's activity. As some of Theone, who's a doula and pregnancy yoga guide, will tell us, there's more activity in the bush, in wildlife and nature. We obviously have our spring tides and often quite huge, strong weather, and often can't sleep. I know a lot of people are quite wired at night at full moon time. I'm not sure if any of you experienced that. And often we far more connected to and aware of nature when we're not in a city, when we're in the bush or at the sea. And so a way of us connecting more to nature is just pausing sometimes at the beginning of the day or the end of the day, just to go outside, or both, and just to look at the moon and the stars and to see how much they change even over the course of the night. The moon has been incredible. Yesterday evening was so incredible as it rose that we just caught a glimpse of it out of our kitchen window, and it's worth looking at around 6. And then it sets, right obviously the other side, it moves across like the sun, but it's just always amazing to see how the moon and the stars move. Yeah, so Theone says she was at a birth through Saturday night to Sunday, and the birthing center was full, yeah, and Ruth sleepless for nights. So it really is interesting to see. And another amazing thing that you might spot, that I saw about 2 weeks ago, and I saw it last week, I saw quite a lot of mornings. I just haven't actually seen this morning. It was cloudy, but when we were leaving St. Francis, I went outside at about 4:45 and looked straight across, and there were these 4 incredible stars just straight in a line and so bright. And I wondered what they were, and I used that little app, Skyview Light, on my phone. You can get it's a free app, and it's called Skyview. And I just get the light version, and you can then point your phone and it will tell you exactly what the stars, the constellations are. And I pointed it, and it was the 4 planets in a row that we've been hearing about. People have been talking about it because it's quite unique, and it's Venus, and then, which was so bright. I've never seen Venus so bright. And then there was Mars, and then there was it was Venus first, then Jupiter, and then Mars, the red planet, and then Saturn. And it was incredible how they're in this line. Yeah, and you can see it early mornings. I saw it last week with our daughter as well. So it's really worth going out to see the sky more often. So, but full moons are also a time of more energy, more magnetism, fun, feeling more extroverted and outgoing, more high energy. So this is why I thought it was a good time to start our mindful moments. And also because lunar eclipses in particular are a bit like a reset. It's a little bit like switching off the power on a device, when things aren't working so well and people say, well, have you unplugged it and replugged it? So all of us, our world and ourselves, have had just a little bit of an unplug and replug at this time of an eclipse. But they're quite intense times, and there's lots of endings, some expected and some unexpected, and even just endings of how we relate in relationships or things like that. But it's a good time to drop the heaviness of things that are ready to be let go of, and to allow us to move into the future. And if you want to find out more about these, Michael Lennox talks quite a lot about it. Jennifer Rakipiotti, I always get it wrong. That's completely wrong, but I can give you her name. So as I was saying, Mum and Dad, I think you missed it earlier, that this is a good week for your move, because it's the natural endings of the chapter, and just to know that we supported in these endings and they're part of the plan. And so it is a very auspicious time and a good time to have chosen, although I think it chose you more to move. So yeah, so I really encourage us to go outside to honor the moon, the full moon, and just to go and look at it. By sitting and just gazing at it for a few minutes helps to sync our cycles to the moon. It helps us with our energy to be more connected to nature, and just the grounding on the earth, and just to check in with your body how it feels with the full moon, whether it's feeling high energy or low energy, unsettled, fuzziness. And to journal or write is also helpful, either like after this or in the evenings. Can be things that come up at full moon and new moon are very often very important for us. So I'm just going to encourage us now just to pause just for now. And we're going to start off with Donna Folds' beautiful poem, which some of you might be familiar with. And we live in such a fast-paced world that often we don't pause to notice that we might need the loo, that we're actually knaping and we've actually needed a wee for a while, or that we've got this tightness and we're holding tightness in our shoulders, or that we don't pause to notice our discomfort, or maybe an expression that passes on our child's face. So pausing is something that we really want to cultivate in our lives, even just for a moment. It doesn't have to feel like a big, difficult thing to do, just to reconnect with ourselves. So as Rumi says, do you make regular visits to yourself? So we're going to just make a regular visit to ourselves now. Shadow, and Shadow is our ever faithful companion. So Shadow, shh. I'm just going to read this to you. So I'm just going to let Shadow out and then read it to you. Okay, so you might want to close your eyes or just let the words land on you. Just for now, without asking how, let yourself sink into stillness. Just for now, lay down the weight you so patiently bear upon your shoulders. Feel the earth receive you, and the infinite expanse of the sky grow even wider as your awareness reaches up to meet it. Just for now, allow a wave of breath to enliven your experience. Breathe out whatever blocks you from the truth. Just for now, be boundless, free with awakened energy, tingling in your hands and feet. Drink in the possibility of being who and what you really are, so fully alive that the world looks different, newly born and vibrant, just for now. So I invite you, if you have an oil, if you have any oils, perhaps put some on you. I like to use frankincense or my Kali roller or laurel leaf or whatever appeals to you, any of the florals. And I invite you just to close your eyes or keep them closed. Direct your gaze to the floor in front of you. Allow settling in your body. So noticing your feet on the floor, following the outline of your feet, noticing your toes, the length of your foot, your heel, feeling a grounding into the earth, perhaps a softening and a sinking. Noticing how your feet feel from the inside. Noticing then the points of contact with your chair, bed, cushion, with your seat on your chair, following the outline of your legs, your buttocks, your hips, your pelvis. Allowing your chair or cushion to hold you. Feeling the connectedness and grounding of the lower half of your body. And then feeling into the upper half of your body, perhaps gently sitting upright, unfurling, feeling a gentle expansion in your shoulders, neck, head. Reaching up a little bit more towards the heavens, but at the same time inviting a softening of your shoulders. Just for now, lay down the weight you so patiently bear upon your shoulders. Feel the earth receive you, and the infinite expanse of sky grow even wider as your awareness reaches up to meet it. Finding yourself balanced between heaven and earth, part of both, and suspended between both. Now gently coming to your breath, noticing the wave of breath that is inside your chest. Following it as it sits perhaps at your nostrils, it travels through your throat into your chest. Noticing if it travels down into your belly or sits in the top of your chest. And then following it as it lets go and releases back out again. Like the waves rolling onto the beach and back again, noticing our breath rolling into our body and back out again. And if your mind wanders, which it's sure to do because that's what minds do, just noticing when it's gone, where it's gone, observing it, and then just gently guiding it back to your breath. Just for now, allow a wave of breath to enliven your experience. Breathe out whatever blocks you from the truth. So perhaps expanding on your breath if that feels comfortable to you. Inhaling that little bit extra, pausing, and then exhaling that little bit extra. Perhaps even using your tummy muscles, feeling how they contract as you force the last bits of air out of your lungs. Noticing the expansion afterwards. And then after a few cycles of that, just letting go of that and just returning to your normal pattern of breath. And then gently allowing your attention just to drop into your body, perhaps to just gently scan your body, noticing feet, calves, knees, thighs, hips. Noticing what your legs feel like from the inside. Feeling into any sensations that may be there. Points of contact, any pulsing, tingling, discomfort. There is discomfort, just bringing your attention there and perhaps just lingering there as you breathe a few breaths into the area. Not trying to change it, not trying to force it. Just allowing it and bringing your breath to the area. And allowing your attention to move up from the pelvic bowl, this bowl of support for the rest of your body. Into your abdomen. Your spine, your ribs, your chest, your shoulders. Feeding into your whole torso, noticing how it feels from the inside. Any sensations, tension, tightness, discomfort. And offering a gentle softening with the breath. And then bringing into this awareness your shoulders, arms, forearms and hands as they rest on your lap. Just feeling how your arms feel, your hands, your fingers. Again, feeling them from the inside. And finally moving up into your neck, your jaw, your face, around your eyes and your forehead, your ears, your scalp. Just feeling your whole neck and head. Feeling into any sensations that may be here. And then in this moment, just taking in and holding our whole body from our feet to the top of our heads. Just holding it in our awareness. Bringing a sense of gratitude for this body, for this moment. Perhaps breathing in and out a sense of gratitude into your heart space. Just for now, be boundless, free, awakened. Energy tingling in your hands and feet. Drink in the possibility of being who and what you really are. So fully alive that when you open your eyes, the world feels different, newly born and vibrant, just for now. Taking a few last breaths. Gently moving into your fingers and toes, your shoulders, your hands and feet. Perhaps gently stretching and softening your eyes and allowing them to open. Drinking in the colors and the shapes and the textures of the world around you. The faces on the screen, perhaps softening into a smile, the names and faces on the screen, offering gratitude to us all for being here together, for huddling together in winter. And namaste. The spirit in me greets the spirit in you. Thank you all. You're welcome to dash off if you need to, or unmute and stay and chat a bit. Feel free to do what feels right for you, but thank you for coming, and we'll be here same time next week. If you've got my blog, there is a little calendar alert. I was very proud of managing to do that, and you can put it into your calendar, but you do need to just do a repeating reminder so that on your calendar, so that it reminds you each week. I won't be reminding on all my groups every week, but I will from time to time. Oh, thanks everyone.
Thanks so much, Nikki. It was beautiful.
Thanks, Ruth. Lovely to have you in person. I'm so pleased that your power.
So am I.
Mm.
And such a beautiful poem to start with.
Isn't it? I just love it. Her poems.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day.
Yeah, thank you. Bye, Sia. Love Tawonga. And lovely to have you here, Sia. Yeah, thanks, Gail. It was lovely to have you. Lovely to reconnect both with each other and ourselves.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thanks, Mum.
It's lovely. I don't know why I couldn't get in, because we were 10 minutes. I had it all up and ready. And in fact, I even went onto your group, onto the group, and said, "Is anybody else in?"
Oh, shame. What did it say? Did it say it was waiting for me to open?
Yes, host waiting. In fact, I sent something to you to see whether, you know.
I see that. Well, maybe because I was a little bit, I only opened it sort of about 3 minutes to 7. So maybe you're a bit early, and I don't know.
I was, because I was about 10 to, because I thought I'd put it up and have you ready so we could just come and sit and have a lemon drink.
We were just super excited.
We were so excited.
Well, that's lovely. So sorry, I'll be opening earlier probably next time. But yeah, I don't know why it still didn't let you in straight away. But anyway, it's lovely to have you here. And we talked a little bit about your move.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. It's lovely to have you back doing this. I so enjoy it.
Thank you. And you can do it next week from St. Francis.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, we will. Yeah.
Okay. Love to you all. Thank you. Thanks, Drew. Thanks, Corrine. Welcome from KZN. We'll be seeing probably more of you down in KZN Midlands because we're spending more time there. Yeah, thanks, Pam. I'll see you on Thursday, I think. Bye, Richard and Ellen. Nice to have you, the Durrant brothers, both here. And thanks. Yeah, bye, Renee and Carmel and Caroline from all the way from the UK. I'm so chuffed to join. Thanks, Caroline. Oh, thank you. I've just seen your message. Yeah.
Thanks, Nick. So lovely to see you and to have this
So
again.
lovely to see you too.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.